Hello everybody, Cameron here. Welcome to this training for Auto Offline Clients version 2.0, module number 4, Getting Paid. In this module, we're going to be talking about the best foot in door services that you can offer to the business owners that you actually approach. Now that you have an understanding of exactly how the system works, we're going to start getting into how to actually provide the services, okay? How to actually prove yourself first, outsourcing your services, getting paid, and the overall long-term outlook for your business. So first, what are some of the foot in the door services that you can offer? And by foot in the door services, I mean nice, quick, easy services that most people can offer even if they don't necessarily have the technical knowledge, okay? You can get into and start working with the business owner so you can kind of build yourself up to become kind of the marketing czar or the marketing guru, because you're able to help them increase their revenue through your marketing services, okay? Once you're able to do that, you'll be able to then start tapping into some more high-ticket services like consulting, which I personally believe that everyone should be doing. Okay, so let's look at some quick and easy, and I'll just kind of go through these one by one and give you just a little quick overview of how each one works, or at least how I use each one. Okay. The first is email marketing management. Now, with this service, basically what we do is we basically take control of a business and a business's database so that we can use email marketing strategies to help increase their revenue by bringing in new customers, doing what we call cross sales of their products and services with other businesses and other businesses' products and services, and just generating basically more phone calls for their business. Okay, what we do with that email marketing services is that's the main thing that we use to then leverage a client into a high paying consulting client. And you can learn more about that if you go to the bonus section and you click on that local list machine and you get access to the local list machine training. We'll dive deep into email marketing management and how to actually use that service as a foot in the door service. Okay. Next, we have SEO. And SEO is basically how I got started. I started off as just a SEO manager, marketing manager for a company that worked with Fortune 500 companies and had clients all over the US who I was providing SEO services for. SEO is one of those things that I just personally really enjoy. I kind of like being able to outsmart Google, if you will, and make sure that my client sites ranks. And it honestly does help build their business. Good long-term investment for a client. So SEO services are great. However, I need to stress this. If you don't know SEO, I don't think that you should go out in this, the age that we kind of live in, and learn SEO. Just because there's so many effective outsourcers out there who would do it at such a low rate, and as long as you can find someone you can depend on, I mean, there's really no need for you to spend hours and hours and hours learning the newest and the best SEO techniques out there. Now, if you're really passionate about SEO and you really want to learn SEO and you think it will be great for you to know, by all means, go ahead and learn it. But if you just want a good, reliable foot in the door service that you can offer to a business owner, SEO will be great for you. PPC management. With PPC management, basically, I offer this service to my clients, but I have no part in this. Okay, it's kind of like what I was just talking about the SEO. I didn't want to go through and learn the best strategies and do all the split testing and do all the management for Google AdWords and things like that. So part of my team, they handle all the PPC, and basically what we do is we just optimize the campaigns for keywords and make sure we're eliminating all the low performing campaigns, optimizing landing pages and things like that. And we basically just get a percentage of whatever that total ad spend for our clients is. All right. Now with PPC management, it's another great service. It's kind of like SEO in the sense that if a client is marketing on the internet, and especially if they're using PPC currently, then more than likely you can go in and help them improve their results. Next, we have website development. Now, website development goes across obviously lots of different things like website design. Very simply, just optimizing websites for conversions. Blog posts and content development, all sorts of things. Website development, it's not something that I really like doing, especially on the website design side, because that's one of those things where it can really get out of hand quick with the client's expectations, and how much time you're actually spending. Unless you're just using basic WordPress templates that you're then flipping to a client and just saying, hey, here's what you got. That'll probably be the only type of website design that I'm really comfortable offering my clients. But, if you are someone listening to this and you enjoy website design and you like offering high quality websites to business owners, by all means, it's a great foot in the door service. Next, we have mobile development. Obviously, this is just taking a website and making sure that it's mobile optimized. Reputation management. Reputation management is not something that I really do a lot of. Reputation management to me is kind of like when a person who needs to protect their identity, in the sense that nobody really cares for the most part of protecting their identity until somebody else steals their identity. So it's really difficult, I found, to go out and just say, hey, business owner, you need this reputation management just in case you have bad reviews online. Because unless it's really hurting their business, they don't see the value in it. So I tend to stay away from reputation management. But reputation management, if you can go out there and you can find the business owners that do have bad reviews, if you can find the business owners who are actively looking for somebody to, kind of knock down some bad reviews or rankings and things like that on Google, then by all means, reputation management will be right for you. And it is a great foot in the door services for the business owners who are actively looking for it. Finally, we have consulting. Now, when it comes to consulting, this is what I personally think everybody should be working towards, because when it comes to consulting, this is where you get the high ticket clients. This is where you really start to build kind of that lifestyle business. And the $1,000, $2,000 per month SEO gigs are great, but eventually that's just going to reach a maximum unless you have like 1,000 employees somewhere working, somewhere in India. It's going to reach this maximum. But when we start talking about having clients, one client who's paying you $5,000, $10,000 a month retainer, then obviously you can scale that out to 20 clients and you have a $200,000 per month business. So consulting is something that I strongly advise that everybody work towards. We talk a little bit about on Local List Machine. Again, go check out that bonus training and you can learn a little bit about kind of the services that we offer with consulting. But high ticket products and services, including consulting, I think everyone should be doing, all right? Because you all have the knowledge to do it. If you have a basic understanding of marketing and how internet marketing works, on kind of like a high level overview, then you have what it takes. And if you're watching this video, you have the knowledge and what it takes and the expertise to be a marketing consultant for, these novice business owners out there. You just really have to have the confidence in yourself and kind of have a system that you can follow and help a business implement. All right. Next, how do you actually go out there and prove yourself? Okay. Most students that we talk to, when we show them how easy it is to actually start getting on new clients, their problem comes in either they don't know how to sell or they don't feel like they have the experience to really work with a business owner. And you may be feeling that same way. And if you are, that's okay, because the best thing for you to do is just to go in there and help increase a business owner's revenue. Okay, that's instantly going to get rid of any quote unquote social proof that they need, because you can show them like, hey, Mr. Business Owner, if you just give me this one chance and let me prove myself, you won't regret it, right? And if you can, all you just do is just generate more revenue than they paid you, then you're going to be in the clear forever. All right, I've never worked with a client who I've helped, make $5,000 per month because of my SEO services, and they only pay me $2,000, who said, you know what, Cameron, we're good. We don't need any more SEO work from you, or we don't need any more consulting work from you. The sales funnel is great. As long as you can generate more revenue, okay, that's what we call just a value proposition. As long as you can generate more revenue than they pay you, then you're going to be good forever, and that's going to prove yourself over and over and over again every single month, okay? When you can do this as well, this is how you position yourself for what we call a consulting flip. Now, if you remember in the previous slide, I said all the services that I offer, whether it be SEO, email marketing management, PPC management, every single service, okay, that's on the service side, every single service that I offer, I'm constantly positioning myself so that I can then flip that client into a high-paying consulting client. Okay, and if you can just consistently do this and prove yourself, like I said, for 2, 3, 4 months, eventually your client is just going to come to you and say, what else can we do to help grow this business? Or what else can we do to help get more leads from our our PPC campaign. Well, then we're starting talking about how to actually develop an online sales funnel, right? And that's where the consulting services come in, or whatever it is that you offer for consulting services and general marketing advice. Then that's when you really become a consultant, which is separate from your services business. So once you're able to prove yourself consistently, like I said, over a 3 or 6 month period of just constantly increasing revenue, continuously generating more revenue than they paid you, then you can position yourself to be a consultant and get some of those high ticket, high paying consulting clients. Next, I want to talk about outsourcing, because outsourcing we'll have a bonus module on this. You can go check that out, how I outsource everything and get all the stuff done by workers, which you should be doing. Like I said earlier in the module, you should be building a team right now. When it comes to outsourcing, I use Upwork to build my outsourcing team. Now I have a guy who does a lot of my SEO work. I've been working with him for years. He did not come from Upwork, but the principles of how to build a reliable team, outsourcing team, is the same. You need to find a high quality provider of whatever services you're going to be offering, whether it's SEO, PPC management, whatever it may be. You hire one really reliable guy that you can, he's going to be there every single day doing the work that you give him. He's going to be getting it done in a timely manner and getting consistent results. Once you have that person, you then use that person to help bring on more employees, because now he can go out and he can find, or she can go out and find more people similar to them, in the sense that they can produce high quality results, get the work done consistently, and generate good results for your clients, okay? The way my outsourcing team works is quite simply, I give them the work that needs to be done. So they have the client's website, they have all the login information, they do all the SEO work or whatever it may be, and every single month, or if it's a consulting client, every 2 weeks, I have a meeting with the client to basically just go over the results, okay? So my outsourcer team, they'll send me a PDF with, whatever the SEO rankings are for this month, or whatever the lead generation and how the sales funnel is working this month, some of the statistics and the tracking and things like that. I'll give that a quick once over, and then basically just review our goals and objectives with the client every time that I speak with them, okay? When you start to build your outsourcing team, now earlier in the videos, in the modules, I had said that if you don't know the technical stuff, that's okay. And if you don't have necessarily a whole lot of experience with like SEO or PPC or website design, something like that, that's okay, because what you can do is when you go to sources like Upwork, you can actually use the outsourcer's proof for your profit pulling PDF, okay? And when that happens, then you have the ability to say, this is the work that we can generate for you, that my business can produce for you, and here's the proof of it, right? So I use this all the time with SEO rankings. All I have to do is just quickly take some SEO proof from an outsourcer who provides SEO on Upwork, add it to my profit pulling PDF, and then let them have it. Okay, so, and you can do the same thing. So you don't need, that's why I kept saying, you don't need the experience, you don't need to learn the technical stuff, because if you start building your team correctly, then your team can provide everything that you need. All you have to do is worry about keeping the client happy. And again, most importantly, find outsourcers that are going to do the work. There's no special formula for finding the right outsourcer, okay? Unfortunately, there's not something that you can look at just right away and say, yep, that guy is going to be super reliable for the next 2 to 5 years, okay? It's really just a matter of luck, to be honest. If to find the outsourcer who's going to do all the work, who's going to do it all consistently, there's not going to be any, deaths in the family. There's not going to be any, computer crashing that happens every 2 weeks. Unfortunately, there's no easy way to do it, but it's just to go out there, find a couple of outsourcers, work with somebody, give them a couple of projects and see how they do on it before you realize if they're going to be a good employee or not. And again, just start building your team now. The most important aspect of any outsourcer is going to be consistency. So you need to find that consistently as early as possible. And that's going to start with going out on somewhere like Upwork, finding the outsourcers who can do the technical stuff for you and provide the actual services that you're giving to your clients. All right. Now let's actually start talking about the fun stuff, right? Getting paid. So, at this point, the full system. There's nothing else to really teach you about that. And for most of you, for many of you, it may be your first actual client that you get. So what do you do when you get your first client? How do you actually take a payment for them? First thing is just going to be quick and easy. Have them cut you a check, send it to you. If you're not comfortable sending it to your home address, you can go to like a US or UPS store and just get one of like the mailbox suites. That's what I use for my business address. You can do that. That's the best. That's the quickest and easiest way. Most business owners are okay with writing a check. Have them send it over to you. 2 or 3 days later, you'll have it, and you'll be able to start working on their campaign. Anybody can do that, right? And the only reason I put it in there is because anybody could do that. Next is PayPal. I use PayPal. I send invoices to business owner email address. I'm on the phone with them as they make the payment. Okay. Same with Stripe. Either way, you can just send an invoice to them, set up the invoice, send it out to them, stay on the phone with them while they pay it. You're good to go. You can start paying your team as well, and you can start generating the results that you promised. Next, you have payment processors. These are the kind of like the fancy stuff out there, and payment processors are great. With payment processors, you also have to worry about, getting business banking account and all that stuff. I don't want you to overcomplicate it yet, especially if you're just your first couple clients, you just got somebody said yes. Just either use PayPal like everyone or just ask them to send you a check. I would say never accept cash. You don't want to do that, but don't overcomplicate it. Don't worry about going out and setting up a business LLC. Don't worry about going and setting up a business banking account, like I said. Don't worry about, even if you don't have one, don't stress out about going to find a UPS store to get a business address, because you don't need all that stuff right now. All you need right now is you just need a way for a person to actually give you money, okay? Because you're going to have your client. If you follow all these modules so far, which it looks like you have since you're watching this, right? If you follow all these modules and do, especially in the next module, when you learn how to take the first steps, if you do all that, then you're going to have everything that you need to go out there and actually start bringing in some money. So don't overcomplicate this, okay? If you don't know how to use payment processors, don't worry about it, because you don't need it to start off. Finally, let's go ahead and take a little bit of a long-term outlook of what your business is going to actually be, okay? I can't stress this enough. You know this entire process. The only reason why you shouldn't get a client at this point is because you haven't, taken the necessary steps to actually go get the client. And that's going to have something to do with, whatever self-talk that you have or fear of why you can't do it. Because to be honest, I have never seen somebody who's implemented this entire system on a consistent basis who hasn't gotten results, okay? So once you actually start getting some clients, especially if you're just starting out, we need to start thinking about the end of your business and what that's going to look like, the end of the line. Most people don't think about it. I certainly didn't think about it when I first got started. I just wanted offline clients, right? I just wanted a couple clients pay me a couple $1,000 a month, and I could, live kind of a nice lifestyle. But you really need to start thinking about that, and you really need to start thinking about what your business is going to look like. When you're starting out, it's best to, have a unique way that you deal with things, the unique way that you deal with your clients. You can do all that stuff, but you really need to follow a proven system, okay? Don't go out there and try to create some revolutionary product or service or some revolutionary, way of running an offline marketing business. Follow a proven system that works so that you can get some consistent results, and then just be unique in the way that you deliver your product or services. Maybe be unique in the way that you interact with your clients. I don't know. You can find different ways to be unique, but don't try to do something revolutionary that hasn't been done before. Not that I'm saying that you can do something that hasn't been done before, but especially if you're just starting out, follow a proven system. Okay? You also need to be broadening your approach. Okay? And by broadening your approach, I mean, you don't want to really limit yourself in the beginning to something that you think is going to be the right way to do it. The easiest way for me to explain this is by the niches, right? Lots of people say, well, I only want to work with dentists because dentists are the perfect clients, but they never worked with a dentist before in their lives. How do you really know that? So when I say be broad in your approach, get a couple of different clients in a couple of different verticals or a couple of different niches so you can see what they're like. And then as you become more proficient, you can become a specialist, right? I work a lot in the HVAC industry and the home repair business because I can kind of speak their language. But if I would have had just said from the beginning that, hey, I only want to work with chiropractors only, then I would have lost out on, probably 40% of my SEO clients just because I would have never even touched the HVAC industry, right? That's what I mean. And when you're starting out, be willing to be a little bit broad. I know that's counterintuitive to what everybody says, and you got to be super specific and super niche focused and blah, blah, blah. But I've very rarely seen people start off that way who had zero experience and just was super focused right from the beginning and became super successful, okay? That's really not the way it works. The way it works is people go out, they get some experience in a couple of different fields, and then as they become more proficient, they become a specialist for one specific, niche or vertical or something like that. And that's okay. You can do that as well. But in the beginning, be willing to be a little bit more broad to kind of find what you're really good at and who you really want to work with. Next, make sure that you find some price points that work, okay? Lots of people, they have the only kind of theory of what they should charge is just whatever they seen somebody else say they charged, right? Whatever prices that you think you should be charging right now for whatever services is probably because you saw somebody else in a different training said this is how much they charge, okay? The price that you charge, it needs to work for you and it needs to work for your clients. And that's really the most important thing. If you go back to that, what I was talking about before with that value proposition, okay? Make sure that whatever revenue that you're charging your client, they're getting more revenue back from new customers or returning customers, etc. And if you can just do that, then you're going to be able to find the price point that works, okay? And then finally, start developing some successful habits, okay? There's only one thing that you need to be focused on, and that's revenue generating activities. Not learning more stuff that you're never going to use, not spending time on blogs and Facebook and social media for hours and hours and hours and then doing 2 minutes of work. Focus on revenue generating material activities. And what do I mean by that? What I mean by that is when you are doing something, you need to be able to have a direct correlation to how much income it's going to bring you. Okay? And if it's not going to have a direct correlation to bringing you income, then it's not a revenue generating activity. For example, if you send out 2,000 emails and you get, let's just say you got one new SEO client for $1,000 per month, right? Well, then every time all you have to do is just to divide 2,000 by $1,000, and you can say, okay, for every email that I send out, I know that I'm earning 50 cents. Now, 50 cents may not seem like a lot, but that's a revenue generating activity. That's what you need to be focused on, right? Every time you talk to a client, you could say, okay, well, I talked to 10 clients and I close 5 deals, let's just say, for example. Well, every time that I talk to a client, then I know it makes me X number of dollars, or a prospect, right? It makes me X number of dollars. If it's not directly correlated to you making an income, then you do not need to be, don't do that. Okay, I can't really say it any other way. Take a certain number of your hours in the day that you're willing to focus on your business. And if you're focused on your business, revenue generating activity is not doing more training. Revenue generating activity is not, like all the other stuff that I said earlier. Okay, focus on the stuff that's actually going to help build your business. And if you can do that, then you can really start to build a successful business, okay? So that's going to do it for this video. If you have any questions, please let me know. You can reach me in my support email at mktgwithcameron@gmail.com, and thanks for watching.